Bonjour tout le monde.
Hi everyone.
Je tiens tout d'abord à remercier
First of all, I would like to
Stéphane et
thank
John pour leur
Stefan
longue année de
and
service
John
en
for their
Canada.
long years of
Je suis
services.
sincèrement heureux de
I
savoir
am
qu'ils
sincerely
continueront à
delighted
servir
to
le
know
Canada
that they'll
dans
continue
de
to
nouvelles
serve Canada
fonctions.
in
Ils ont
new
été partie
positions.
intégrante de
They
notre
have been
équipe
part and
et ils
parcel of our team,
continueront de
and they will
l'être.
continue to belong to
Je
that
tiens
team.
également à
I
remercier
would also like to
Marianne
thank Mary-Anne
pour son travail dans un dossier aussi
for her work
crucial au
on
cours
such
de
a
la première
crucial
année de notre
issue in
gouvernement.
the first year of our
Elle
government.
demeurera une membre
She will remain
importante de
a
notre
key
groupe
member of
libéral,
our Liberal
une
team,
députée dévouée,
a devoted
travaillant avec
MP,
acharnement pour
working
Kildare
hard
Saint-Paul.
for everybody.
2017 sera une année
2017
importante où
will
nous
be a key
continuerons de
year in
livrer
which
la
we will continue to deliver the
marchandise
goods
dans notre mandat de faire croître
under
la classe
our
moyenne
mandate to
et
grow the
d'aider
middle
ceux qui
class
travaillent
and to
fort
help those
en
who
faire
work hard
partie.
in order to
Une
belong to
grande
that
portion
class.
de ce
A
travail
good chunk of that
consistera à
work will
travailler
consist
avec les
in
grandes
working
économies
with
du monde,
the major
la
economies
Chine
of the
et les
planet,
États-Unis.
including China and the United States. My team and
all
all our members of cabinet will be leading the charge to achieve those objectives, and I am delighted to introduce them to you
I want
today.
to begin by thanking Stéphane and John for their decades of service in elected life. I deeply appreciate that they will continue their service to Canada in new capacities in the future. They have been integral parts of our team and will continue to be so. I also want to thank Marianne for her work on such an important file in our first year of government. She will remain a key member of our Liberal team and a hard-working, dedicated MP for Kildonan St. Paul. 2017 is going to be an important year of delivering on our mandate to grow the middle class and help those working hard to join it. A big part of it will be working with large economies around the world like China and the US. The team with me, along with our other cabinet colleagues, will lead that work of delivering for Canadians, and I'm pleased to introduce them to you today. I'm happy now to take your questions. David.
Prime Minister, good afternoon. Your new Foreign Minister and point person with relations to the United States has in the past been very critical of President Putin, a man that the new US President actually likes quite a lot. How is this going to affect your bid to kind of get Canada's message across to Washington?
I think it's extremely important to have a strong team of ministers around, and Chrystia Freeland is an extremely strong member of the team. Her ability to deal with multiple situations around the world was well demonstrated in her tremendous success in negotiating the Canada-Europe trade agreement. And as to how she gets along with Russia, well, she speaks fluent Russian.
And secondly, on the same topic, can we expect a change in the official position towards Ukraine? Possibly more support for Ukraine?
We continue to stand strongly with Ukraine, and we're very proud of the military support that we're giving to Ukraine. We're proud of the strong friendship between Canada and Ukraine, and continue to condemn in no uncertain terms the illegitimate and illegal actions of the Russians in Ukraine, in the Donbass and the Crimea.
Good afternoon, Prime Minister. I'd like to know more about why you decided to move Minister Monsef out of democratic institutions. Is this signaling, and bring in Minister Gold, is this signaling you'd like a fresh start on that file?
We have an extraordinary team of MPs in our caucus who have demonstrated throughout the past year a tremendous capacity to stay focused on serving their constituents, of bringing forward issues of importance to all Canadians, of working for the middle class and for those working hard to join it. And I'm very excited to be able to bring forward Karina, along with François Philippe and Ahmed, who have demonstrated the very best of what the Liberal caucus has been all about over this past year, working hard, focused, and taking on tremendous new challenges. I'm excited about our ability to continue to work very hard on issues that matter to Canadians, including the democratic reform file, and I have tremendous confidence in how our team will work forward on that.
Are you going to be asking Minister Gold to implement that promise for 2015 to have been the last election under first past the post, or is this something that you're now officially changing course on?
I've been very clear on my position on that for a number of months now, and I continue to be committed towards renewing our electoral system. There's no question about that, and I look forward to having Karina continue on the extraordinary work that Miriam did over the past year of reaching out to Canadians, engaging with them, and talking about how best to improve our democracy. This is something that matters deeply to Canadians, it matters deeply to us and to me, and I'm extremely happy to be able to highlight the great team that we're putting in service of Canadians in this government.
Bonjour, Mr. Trudeau. Pouvez-vous
Hi, Mr. Trudeau. Can you explain the reasons behind your decision to replace Mr. Dion by Ms. Freeland in Foreign Affairs? This year, our responsibility is to continue to deliver on the expectations of Canadians as far as growing the middle class goes, and in terms of help to create opportunities for those working hard to join that class. And what we have around us is an extremely strong team that will continue to deliver. And at the same time, I offered to Stéphane and John McCallum key positions that will help them to continue to serve their country as they've been doing for years, in positions that will be crucial for Canada's role in the future. And I am delighted to be able to demonstrate that the team we have here, not just here in Ottawa, but across the world. When you talk about a strong team, are you saying that Mr. Dion no longer fit in as the Minister of Foreign Affairs? Mr. Dion served his country in an extraordinary way for years and continues to do so. I asked him to undertake a very important task to me, and as is appropriate, he is thinking about it. But I can tell you that the respect I have for Stéphane and my friendship with Stéphane, as well as the need I continue to have for his wisdom and his skills, as well as his commitment towards Canada and the world, continue to be very important to me and to the country.
Prime Minister David Akin, National Post. Good afternoon and congratulations, ministers. I'd just like to ask you about your recent holiday, sir. The Agacon, of course, is a good friend of your families and has long been a friend of your families, but he's also the chairman and a director of an organization that's a registered lobbyist that competes for federal foreign aid funding. Andrew Scheer, for one, has filed a complaint with the Conflict of Interest Commissioner. Could you address that issue, that he believes that there's a conflict of interest, and why did you take that vacation?
The fact is, the Aga Khan has been a longtime family friend. He was a pallbearer at my father's funeral. He has known me since I was a toddler, and this was our family vacation. As for the Conflict of Interest Commissioner and Ethics Commissioner, I look forward to answering any questions she may have.
Could you also confirm that you were there with another member of Parliament? Could you identify that member of Parliament? And could you tell me any other public office holders who were on Bell Island with you?
This was our family vacation, and I will answer any of the questions that the Ethics Commissioner has for me, and we will have more, I'm sure, more discussions about this in the coming weeks.
Thank you very much.
Prime Minister, what extent did the upcoming change in the administration in the United States color your decisions in this cabinet shuffle? What role did that play in choosing this new lineup you have?
Well, I think the reflection that we have right now is that we put together a very strong cabinet in 2015 to launch the hard work that Canadians expected us to deliver on real change, on growth for the middle class and support for those who are working hard to join it. And we're putting forward a team that is very much focused on delivering on that mandate through the challenges that lie ahead. Obviously, the new administration to the south will present particular both opportunities and challenges, as well as a shifting global context. And the ability and the capacity to highlight the incredible work done by our three new members of Cabinet as MPs, as strong voices within their constituencies, as great parliamentarians, is part of demonstrating that we continue to work very, very hard for Canadians and bring forward our very best in a broad range of roles to be able to serve.
Specifically, did you think that the decision to replace Stéphane Dion, was that colored by his relationship with the Americans, and did you think Minister Freeland was in a better position to manage that relationship?
As I've said, the roles I've asked Mr. McCallum and Mr. Dion to take on internationally are extremely important ones to me. They are roles that will continue to demonstrate the level of deep engagement and interest that Canada has in working constructively and productively with the world. I need my top people to be out there engaging at the highest levels around the world as well as here at home, and that's exactly what we've put forward.
In French, can you tell me how these changes are colored by Mr. Trump's arrival and how these new cabinet faces will face that new Trump dynamic in Washington? Well, for weeks now, our Washington ambassador and many members of my government have been engaged with the new U.S. administration in preparing the new dynamic. But as I said, and as I've said often, I am very confident in our ability to work constructively with the new U.S. administration on priorities we share, including growing the middle class, quality jobs for our fellow citizens, while maintaining what is crucial to Canada in the forefront, that is this magnificent diversity that is the source of our strength and our openness to the world, as well as this parity within Cabinet, which is very important to us. We will continue to work very hard in order to demonstrate and fulfill the commitments of Canadians and to deliver the goods to Canadians while remaining firm on our principles and values, and we have a team ready to do that. Given this shuffle, what is the weight of Quebec in your cabinet? Well, Quebec continues to be a key concern to me as a Montreal MP, a proud Quebecer and a proud Canadian. I continue to be extremely proud of our 40 MPs from Quebec, and I can stress with the arrival of François Philippe and the work we're doing as a government in order to respond to the concerns of Quebecers and of all Canadians. We continue to be faithful to the values and concerns of Quebecers and of all Canadians.
Hi there, sir. Stéphane Dion has written in a couple of messages that he is leaving politics and that you have entrusted the privilege of his job to someone else. Did you fire the former leader of the Liberal Party, sir?
As I've said a number of times, I have a tremendous amount of confidence and respect for Stéphane. He has been a friend and a colleague for a long time and has demonstrated time and time again his devotion to his country and his willingness to serve in a wide range of capacities. And I have offered him a very important senior position that is something that is going to be key for me in the coming years as we move forward, and he is rightly taking a moment to consider what his future service will look like.
I was thinking about that moment during the First Minister's meeting where you said that, I believe it was to Premier Brad Wall, that whoever is American president won't dictate climate policy here in Canada. To what degree is Donald Trump, if not dictating, at least influencing either the timing or the composition of this cabinet shuffle?
The fact is, we are always going to be expected by Canadians to adjust and to put our best team forward in dealing with the important issues that matter to Canadians, whether it be the relationship with the United States, whether it be the relationship with China, whether it be how we engage with Europe through some essential times as we look towards ratification of CETA. There are a broad range of ways and opportunities to serve this government in a large team, and that's exactly what we are putting forward.
Hi, Hélène Bizzuti of Le Devoir. Mr. Trudeau, can you explain to us why you're giving your Foreign Affairs Minister the whole commercial trade issue with the United States? Well, it's understood that it's obvious from the conversations we had with the new U.S. administration and with experts that this new U.S. administration
fondamentalement ancrée dans le
has
commerce
a very strong trade bent and
croissance économique.
economic
Et à ce
is
niveau-là,
very
notre
oriented
ministre
towards
des
economic
Affaires
growth.
étrangères,
And to that extent,
va être appelé
our
à
Foreign
être
Affairs
engagé
Minister
avec
will be
les
expected to
États-Unis,
engage the
sur
United
les
States
enjeux, profondément,
on
de
deeply
commerce et
commercial
d'économie.
and
Et
economic
je trouve que
issues.
d'avoir,
And I find that
une voix par rapport à ça,
having a voice there
c'est la bonne façon
is the right way to go about it, because we know full well that Mr. Trump wants to talk trade and always talks about economic growth and job creation. And each time we want to engage with him, we want somebody who will have the responsibility, the diplomatic responsibility, that is, and be responsible for trade as well. Well, in that respect, doesn't that make Mr. Champagne a junior minister without, with all due respect, because we're talking about NAFTA? Well, quite the reverse, because when you look at the need to complete the trade agreement with Europe, which represents a market of over 500 million people, and when you look at the challenges in Asia, be it in terms of finding a way to sign trade agreements with Asian nations or trade with China, there are major challenges there. We often stress to what extent Canada is one of the rare countries today that is open to globalization and international trade and international commitments. Well, François Philippe will have a lot of work to do, and I know that he's fully capable of delivering the goods to Canadians, as he's been doing so well for people in Saint-Maurice-Champagne riding.
In English, please, on the revamping of the foreign affairs role to give trade relations with the U.S. to your foreign affairs minister.
I think one of the things that we've seen from President-elect Trump is that he very much takes a trade and job lens to his engagements with the world in international diplomacy. And it makes sense for the person who is responsible for foreign relations with the United States to also have the ability and the responsibility to engage with issues such as NAFTA and the broad range of trade issues that we'll be facing with our friends and neighbors south of the border. But at the same time, the understanding that Canada is one of the few countries these days that seems to be very much pro-trade, engaging with the world in robust and solid ways, whether it be finalizing and making crossing the last hurdles of the Canada-Europe free trade agreement, whether it's pivoting towards Asia and making sure that we're working with Japan, working with China, working with the TPP countries as we look to improve and increase opportunities for Canadian businesses, including Canadian small businesses, to export to the growing economies of Asia. François Philippe is going to have an awful lot of work to do around the world in the coming months, and I look forward to great results as I am from not just this extraordinary team around me today, but our entire cabinet. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
One by one, we'll bring the ministers back, and they will, I don't know if we'll keep the podium, but we will answer questions, a few questions each.